Hello, everybody, and welcome to Beyond Mount Rushmore, the history you never knew you needed. I'm Jeff Hickcox. Across from me, our self-proclaimed presidential historian and my pal, Stan Nawalaniec.
Hey, everybody. How are you feeling? I know you're getting over the bug.
Yeah.
So help me, you get me sick, and I'm going to be really ticked off.
Yeah, I brought it home from Atlanta.
What are we talking about today?
That's your job.
Oh, yeah. We've discussed him in passing before because this gentleman was in such proximity to power, was witness to quite a few things in American history.
He made it into a couple of our earlier episodes.
And we're talking about Robert Todd Lincoln, the only adult surviving son of President Abraham Lincoln.
Correctamundo.
And as I pointed out, never in the history of the United States has someone been so close to power and been witness to so many things in our country's history. And it started off simple enough.
Yeah. I mean, cataclysmic changes.
Oh, yeah. Born August 1st, 1843, Springfield, Illinois, of course.
Yep.
He outlived, as we said, all three of his younger siblings who never saw adulthood. Eddie Lincoln died in 1850 at the age of 3 because of tuberculosis. Willie, who was Abraham Lincoln's favorite child, Willie died in the White House in 1862 at the age of 11. He died from typhoid fever. And Tad, his mother's favorite,
right,
he died in 1871 at the age of 18. Caught pneumonia, but they realized afterwards he had tuberculosis.
Oh, man.
So it was Robert Todd, the eldest son, who out-survived them all.
That's crazy.
He was never very close to his father. His father wanted him to succeed in life, loved him very much. But when Robert was very young, his father, Abe, spent months away from home because he was a lawyer and was working the judicial circuit. Robert Todd himself recalled, during my childhood and early youth, he was almost constantly away from home, attending court or making political speeches. And his earliest memories of his father was packing a bag and getting ready to go. So he spent most of his time with his mother. We'll get into that. She was a loon. He and his father, to the date, his father was assassinated. They weren't close. They loved each other. Abraham had his son's best interests in mind. But they weren't close like Willie was to Abraham. Robert graduated from Harvard, became a lawyer. But it was in his first year of law school, and here's where it starts, the proximity to power. His first year of law school, he wants to do what everybody else is doing because we have the Civil War. He wants to enlist. His father explains to him, I want you to become a lawyer. You don't have to do this.
Right.
His mother is nuts about it. There's no way I want you enlisting into the military. But he insisted upon it. And so Abraham said, all right, if you want, just let me handle it. And I'll get you into the military. And he did. His father got him on the staff of General Ulysses S. Grant.
Okay, well, there's not a bad place to be.
And he was, and I told you this before, in the Civil War, ranks were different than if you were not in the war.
Right.
So Robert Todd was given the rank of captain, and he was along with Ulysses Grant. In fact, and this is I listed it in my notes as fact number 1 about Robert Todd Lincoln. He was at Appomattox when Lee surrendered to Grant. He was there.
See, I did not know that. I knew all the other things we were talking about today, but not that.
He was at the Appomattox Courthouse in Virginia on April 9th, 1865. You want to know something else about that?
What?
He was the last survivor of witnessing Lee surrendering to Grant.
I'll be damned.
Again, proximity to history. There's no way in the world he should have been there, but his father got him into the military against his mother's wishes and assigned him to Grant, and there's
placed
Lee.
him in the military.
And there's Lee surrendering to him at Appomattox.
Son of a gun.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing.
Oh, it gets better.
Oh, it gets a lot better. Following the completion of law school, because after the Civil War, he went back and was one of the top members of his class at Harvard Law. And he became a lawyer. He had a successful practice and became extremely wealthy on his own, had a lot of corporate clients.
Yeah.
One of his corporate clients was George Pullman of the Pullman Company, the railroad cars.
Right, yeah.
So close was he with George Pullman that when Pullman died in 1897, it was Robert Todd Lincoln who assumed the company's presidency. So he was the head of the Pullman Company after the old man himself died.
Jeez.
Yeah. We have explained to you the closeness to history and proximity to power that Robert Todd had. And especially after his father passed away, he was always asked to be part of politics, maybe even run for president, and he shied away from it all.
Yeah, he did not want to be in the political world. He felt it more of an obligation.
Correct. And he had to honor that obligation to a point. Forget the presidency. That was not made for him, and he, as you pointed out, didn't want it.
Yeah.
But he served both as United States Secretary of War from 1881 to 1885 and as U.S. Ambassador to Great Britain 1889 to 1893, which brings us to a second fact about Robert Todd Lincoln.
Yes.
He was around in the vicinity of 3 presidential assassinations.
Yeah.
In April, of course, of 1865, Robert was in Washington, D.C. when his father was killed. He was one of many who turned down an invitation from his dad to join him at Ford's Theater.
We had that story. It ended up being Colonel Rathbone who drew the short straw there.
Grant turned him down.
Yeah.
Grant's wife said no way. His son said no. And so it turned out to be Colonel Rathbone. And boy, did he pay a price.
Boy, did he.
Wow. But again, he was in Washington, D.C., turned down the invitation to join him at Ford's Theater, but was in Washington. And when word came to him, he immediately went across the street from Ford's Theater to the Peterson House, where they had placed Abraham's body after being shot by Booth. And Robert Todd Lincoln was there when he breathed his last.
Yeah.
He was at his bedside.
Yeah.
He was around for more. As Secretary of War in the administration of James A. Garfield.
Our first episode.
He was with the president on July 2nd, 1881, at the 6th Street station of the Baltimore and Potomac Railroad when Garfield was shot by Charles Guiteau.
Yes.
He died later on, and that's, you can listen to our first episode.
Right.
But it was Guiteau who shot him.
Shot by Charles, killed by his doctor.
Who's standing next to Garfield? Robert Todd Lincoln.
That's right.
And Robert Todd Lincoln was at the Pan American Expo just outside the Temple of Music when William McKinley was shot in 1901.
Right.
He was there.
Another episode.
So flustered was Lincoln, Robert Todd Lincoln, by being in the proximity of these assassinations. And don't think the people weren't talking about it too, but he was well aware. Am I a jinx? Is there something wrong with me?
Who would not think that way?
He believed there would be a fatality if he attended presidential functions. He believed this.
Yeah.
And from that point on, he famously refused any future invitations. I'm not going. It's for the best.
McKinley was the breaking point for sure.
He would make one final public appearance at the dedication of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. in May of 1922. Present at that dedication was Supreme Court Justice William Howard Taft and current President Warren Harding. Lincoln made it a point not to speak, just be present there.
Yeah.
But he was right next to Warren Harding. Harding died a year later.
That's right.
Woo! And it's not one of those things that we are looking at and saying, oh, boy, that's it. He believed it.
Yeah, he did.
He thought it was him.
He thought he was cursed.
He did.
He did. That's PTSD right there.
Oh, yeah. Let me also talk to you because so much responsibility was put on him. He really became the patriarch of the family after all of his siblings died and his father died.
Right.
And part of his obligation was to take care of his mother.
His crazy mother.
And she was crazy. And part of me can't blame her to a degree, but she was crazy before a lot of the bad things happened. She was literally driving Abraham Lincoln bankrupt because she would go nuts shopping. She could not control her spending. She spent so much money on just ridiculous stuff, mainly clothes.
Yeah.
That it was a problem, and Abraham Lincoln made note of it, that it was a problem with her spending too much money.
Yeah. She had a problem already, but I think the death of her son, her favorite son, really put her over the edge.
She was always mentally unstable, but you are right. When Todd died in 1871, it pushed her further into madness, so fearing that she was a danger to herself. Robert Todd Lincoln, and keep in mind, this is 1871, 1875. The medical profession, and especially the psychiatric profession, were still quite primitive.
None of it was any good. Infancy would be the best description.
He arranged to have her committed to a psychiatric hospital in Illinois in 1875, involuntarily. She was there for about 4 months.
Really?
She was then later moved to a private facility called Bellevue Place in Fox River Valley, Illinois. But she was a crafty one. She escaped.
She did not.
She did. This poor Robert Todd Lincoln. This guy, he was wealthy beyond means.
Yeah.
I mean, and he was highly distinguished. But he went through a lot of crap.
Are you kidding me?
She smuggled letters out of the insane asylum to her lawyer. She wrote also to the editor of the Chicago Times while she was locked up in there, smuggling letters out, which made Robert look like a horrible human being.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, and I will say this, that once he had her committed, you know, he was a mama's boy and loved his, but once he had her committed, she had nothing to do with him. She was out for venom.
Yeah, well, that would be normal.
These letters to the Chicago Times made Robert look like just a horrible human being. Well, she escaped, so they caught her again, and she had to go to a commitment trial. You're going to go into a courtroom now.
Yeah.
A judge is going to listen to your doctors, going to listen to the opposing viewpoints, and determine, are you in fact insane and need to go back to the loony bin?
Wow.
At the trial, she was declared by the judge well enough to go to Springfield to live with her sister. never forgave Robert. The two never reconciled again until she died.
Wow.
Yep.
Now, it's a crazy story, but then if you throw in the fact that this is a wife of a president.
Yeah, she was first lady.
Right.
And she's in a loony bin.
I know.
And is smuggling out letters.
Right. Escaping.
Yes. Yes. You know, we do these things, and I'm telling you little anecdotes here, and we're going back and forth about Robert Todd Lincoln's life.
Yeah.
But when we do these things, there's a story.
Always.
And this story is what I call Stan's Robert Todd fact number 3.
Okay.
You know this story because you and I have discussed it. Our audience, our listeners, especially you in Japan and Luxembourg, you might not know this. And all of our listeners here in the United States and Canada, you may not know this, and it's going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
If you think of everything I've told you that has happened to Robert Todd Lincoln,
Yeah.
this one's going to blow your mind.
It is.
Let me set the stage for you.
I remember when I first read it.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Let me set the stage for you. They don't know the exact date. Scholars guess that it was late 1863 or early 1864. They don't know the exact date.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly a year before President Lincoln was assassinated.
Right
around that time. Robert Todd Lincoln was on a very crowded train platform in Jersey City, New Jersey. He was in law school at the time,
mm-hmm.
and he was waiting to buy a sleeping car ticket. He was pressed forward by the crowd at the train station. Everybody's elbow to elbow pushing around, and Robert Todd Lincoln is on the platform leaning against one of the train cars.
Right.
Figure there's maybe 12 inches of space, and so he's got his weight leaning against one of the train cars while his feet are on the platform.
I wonder if it was a Pullman.
It might have been. The train car moved.
Yes.
And as witnesses described it, once the train moved, he fell feet downward into that small gap between the train and the platform.
That's not good.
Straight down, sure to be killed.
Yeah.
Suddenly, a man vigorously seized him by the coat collar and pulled him, yanked him back up onto the platform and to safety.
That is a feat of strength.
Yep. Robert Lincoln immediately recognized the man.
Yeah.
After all, the man was well known.
He was.
Famous.
Very.
But the well-known man did not recognize the son of the current sitting president. Had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
Robert knew exactly who the man that saved him was.
Yeah.
Robert thanked the man by name, and the two went about their way.
Mm-hmm.
He got his ticket. This gentleman, this famous gentleman, went about his way.
Yes.
Months later, the well-known man, and I'm telling you, known coast to coast, the well-known man received a letter from his friend, Colonel Adam Badeau. Badeau served on General Ulysses Grant's staff alongside Robert Todd Lincoln.
Yes.
So this gentleman gets a letter from his military friend, Badeau, and the colonel sent him a letter of thanks. Thanks for saving the life of the president's son at the train station. Who was this famous man who saved Robert Todd Lincoln's life?
Who was it, Stan?
Edwin Booth, the brother, the more famous brother
Yeah.
of assassin John Wilkes Booth.
I literally just got goosebumps again.
It is unbelievable.
A year before the assassination,
Yup.
he saved by the brother of the man who killed his father.
Yep.
Whew. Jeez.
It is said that following the assassination of President Lincoln by his brother in April 1865, Edwin was deeply comforted by knowing, well, at least I had saved the life of the president's eldest son.
Yeah.
Because Edwin Booth, unlike his younger brother, John Wilkes, was a strong supporter of President Lincoln.
He spent his whole life trying to live that down and try to separate himself from his brother.
And let me explain something to everybody listening. You're saying, more famous. John Wilkes Booth is very... The Booth family, as far as actors go, were the Laurence Oliviers of their time.
Yeah.
Edwin's father, extremely famous. Edwin himself, the son, was even more famous than his father.
Right.
And obviously, the rest of the Booth family went into acting, and John Wilkes was one of them, and not as good of an actor as Edwin.
No, and I think a lot of people don't realize how big of a name John Wilkes Booth was as an assassin of the president. It was a really, really big deal.
Yeah, it was like a celebrity went and shot the president.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it is.
Yeah, it would like Michael Douglas would have done it, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Crazy.
So famous was Edwin Booth that as soon as sound recording became available, they had to record his voice.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, Robert Todd Lincoln was around when voice recordings were able to be made. He never recorded anything.
Wow.
Edwin Booth, who was about a year from death, very old man, had himself recorded reading Shakespeare.
O then, brave and reverend here, a very noble and a true good man, that I have been away the old man's daughter. I have married, and
That's about as good as you get.
Yeah, I could say, well, that's considering when that was done.
1890.
Right.
Robert Todd Lincoln died in his sleep at his mansion in Vermont on July 26th, 1926, at the age of 82. Cause of death, a cerebral hemorrhage. His body was stored in the receiving vault at Dellwood Cemetery from 1926 until March of 1928, when arrangements were made to inter his remains at Arlington National Cemetery.
Oh, wow.
Now, here's the thing. Every single Lincoln is interred at the Lincoln gravesite in Illinois in concrete.
Yeah.
And Robert Todd Lincoln wanted to be buried there as well.
Oh.
But it was his wife who said, hold on a second. He's being buried into the tomb of his father when this man was part of so much more to the world and to this country. He deserves a little bit more than that. And they agreed Arlington is where he should be buried, and that's where he is.
Wow.
It was his widow who felt he made his own history.
Wow.
And there are no, here's a little footnote. There are no direct descendants alive anymore to Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln's last known surviving descendant was Robert Todd Lincoln Beckwith, who died December 24th, 1985.
Oh, really?
And that's it. The Lincoln line ends.
That was the end of it. There's no Lincoln person after that.
That's it.
I'd be damned.
Oh, tidbits?
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
Lay them out there.
Yeah. First of all, Robert, by the way, destroyed many of his personal letters because he did not want people to know a lot about him. He wanted history to not know.
I am so glad you brought that up because there have been witnesses throughout the latter part of his life that claimed he was burning letters of Abraham's. And why was he burning? Complete lie. He was burning his own letters.
Correct. Right.
Everything that his father had as far as historic significance, he sent to the National
He
Archives.
saved, they went to the National Archive. It was his own letters that he was destroying.
And they caught him on more than one occasion late in his life burning letters.
Yeah.
But they had nothing to do with the President of the United States.
I'm
glad you brought that up.
You're welcome. After his father's assassination, never once did he return to Ford Theater. Nope. And also,
why would you?
Right. Yeah, that's true. You're right. And you already mentioned that he outlived every person connected to his father's presidency. He was the last survivor of that president.
Sure was.
Yeah.
And I know I threw you off guard with that Appomattox stuff.
You did. I did not know that he was there for the surrender.
If this was good, in 2 weeks, we got another beauty. The Complicated Love Life of Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, boy.
I think you and I were discussing this a couple of weeks ago.
We were.
How can I tell you some of this without letting it all out of the bag? And I'm not gonna.
Don't.
He was married.
Yeah. And then some.
He was married, he loved, and then some.
Yeah, let's just go and then some. Now, people think that we just do a podcast, but we actually talk about this when we're not in a podcast. We love this stuff.
And the thing is, if you think you know who the loves were of his life, you're wrong.
You are wrong.
Or you don't know the whole story.
Yeah. That's why we're here.
Yeah, that's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Beyond Mount Rushmore. I'm Jeff Hickcox. Across from me, our self-proclaimed presidential
that's
historian.
what I am, self-proclaimed. What do I know?
Nawalaniec. Thanks, buddy.
All right, we'll see you. Check out our Facebook page.
Yeah, social media. We're all over it. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.